Long before the superhero war of Marvel vs DC, superheroes flew across the silver screen in campy action movies from the 70s and 80s. And who doesn't love a muscular man in a tight outfit? In this week's video, I'm counting down my picks for the top 10 most handsome superheroes from the 70s and 80s.
Follow the yellow brick road.
Ray Brown is best known for his role in the unintentionally funny movie Yor, The Hunter from the Future. It received poor reviews from Variety and the New York Times and received 3 nominations at the 4th Golden Raspberry Awards in 1984. But before he was a time-traveling buffoon, Ray Brown portrayed DC's Captain America in the first live-action adaptation, not taking into account the 15-chapter serial from 1945. He played the titular character in the 1979 made-for-TV movie, and despite it receiving mixed to negative reviews, it was followed by a sequel that same year. Yes, that same year. Both movies served as a pilot for a TV series that was never picked up by CBS. Superboy was a TV series about Superman's early years as Superboy. Apparently his name was Superboy when he was younger. The show aired for 4 seasons from 1988 to 1992 and changed its lead actor in season 2 and even renamed the show The Adventures of Superboy for the 3rd season. Both actors will feature on this week's list. You can let me know in the comments which one of the two you preferred. John Haymes Newton portrayed Superboy in the 1st season, but producers were not impressed with his portrayal, which seemed to be different from his audition, and decided to replace him with Gerard Christopher in season 2.
Well, meet the new Superboy, 29-year-old Gerard Christopher. He looks a lot like the old Superboy, doesn't he?
Gerard Christopher was 30 years old when he made his debut as Superboy, making him older than any of the other actors who portrayed Superman.
Whatever it is, we've got to find a safe place for it.
Legends of the Superheroes was basically the DC Extended Universe in 1979 and featured all of DC's most popular and beloved superheroes in a 2-episode special, including the Green Lantern, Hawkman, and even Adam West as Batman.
Batman the Caped Crusader has pledged his life to fighting the forces of evil.
Despite its cheap production and laugh track, both episodes of the special received moderate to good reviews. Rod Hayes, I hope I'm pronouncing that one correctly, portrayed everyone's favorite fastest man alive in both episodes, but sadly didn't leave much of an impact on viewers other than his portrayal of the Flash. His career didn't take flight and he basically faded away into obscurity.
Ready? Okay, go!
Billy Batson was chosen by the gods as their champion, but there is one problem. He's a kid with teenage problems, so how can he be a superhero? By uttering the magic word, of course. Billy transforms into the ultimate hero by saying his name out loud. Fans were always excited to see Shazam transform back into Billy Batson. It was a rarity which happened only 4 times throughout the entire series. Michael Gray's most notable role was that of Billy Batson, while Jackson Bostwick portrayed his alter ego Shazam. Unfortunately, both actors' careers dwindled after the series ended. Luckily for us, the popularity of the character ensured that we got another live-action reboot, despite fans having to wait nearly 50 years. I have a second channel filled with original and funny content. Go on, check it out. There is a link in the description of this video. Eric Allan Kramer rose to prominence after appearing as Thor in the 1988 movie The Incredible Hulk Returns, starring opposite Lou Ferrigno. However, Thor didn't return for the sequel, making many fans hope and wonder whether they'd see him in his own movie or even a spin-off series.
Food, drink, women, and the company of men like yourself.
The movie is a sequel to the 1977 TV series The Incredible Hulk, which was a major rating success, and even spawned a second movie. Sadly, The Incredible Hulk Returns was the only movie from the 80s to feature Kramer as a mighty god of thunder. Flash Gordon isn't technically a superhero, but rather a movie inspired by superhero movies. Despite performing poorly at the box office, the movie received generally favorable reviews upon release and has become somewhat of a cult movie. Sam J. Jones was still relatively unknown at the time when he received the role of a lifetime in 1980's Flash Gordon. Long before his breakout role in Flash Gordon, Jones also worked as a model, and in 1975 he appeared full frontal nude under the alias Andrew Cooper III as a centerfold for a photo spread in a June issue of Playgirl magazine. After the success of Flash Gordon, Playgirl magazine reprinted the issue using his real name in an attempt to cash in on the success of the movie. Michael Keaton's Batman has been praised by many as the best adaptation of the Caped Crusader ever. It was even the 5th highest grossing movie in history at the time of its release. Keaton already started building a name for himself in Hollywood before Batman by starring in movies like Beetlejuice and Mr. Mom, but it was Batman that gave him international and critical acclaim. After the success of Tim Burton's Beetlejuice, Burton and Keaton teamed up once more for Batman, and it was a match made in heaven. Keaton's casting as Bruce Wayne and Batman was controversial as he had become typecast as a comedic actor, and many insiders doubted that he could portray a serious role. They were wrong, of course, with Keaton's performance being praised by critics. Keaton's Batman made another appearance in the follow-up Batman Returns, as well as 2023's The Flash. I bet when you think of Lou Ferrigno, you think of his most iconic role, the Incredible Hulk. And Hercules. And Sinbad. But I think his most iconic role was obviously that of Hulk. Starting in 1978, Ferrigno played the Hulk, the green and mean alter ego of scientist Bruce Banner in the CBS TV show, which aired for 5 seasons until 1982. Ferrigno's Hulk returned in, well, The Incredible Hulk Returns and The Trial of the Incredible Hulk, released in 1988 and 1989 respectively. Ferrigno's makeup to turn him into the Hulk took 3 hours each day to apply, and as the only actor of the show to appear in each of its 80 episodes, it took an accumulative 240 hours to apply makeup throughout the series' run. The first and so far the only live-action movie in the Masters of the Universe franchise, Dolph Lundgren's He-Man character might not be a superhero in the traditional sense, but it was inspired by the superheroes called action figures.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
He's He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe.
He-Man and Skeletor each sold separately. Castle Grayskull also sold separately from the Masters of the Universe collection from Mattel.
The movie was panned by critics, but it has become somewhat of a cult classic in the years that followed. The commercial failure of Masters of the Universe, as well as movies like Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, eventually led to the downfall and the closure of canon films. Despite being a critical failure, fans enjoyed watching rising star Dolph Lundgren swinging weapons while showing off his muscular chest. Masters of the Universe was Lundgren's first leading role in a feature film after his success in Rocky IV. Despite it being the movie that opened doors for him in Hollywood, he later stated that this was his least favorite role. You guessed it! Christopher Reeve was at the top of his game when he portrayed Clark Kent Superman in 4 movies between 1978 and 1987. Everyone's favorite alien in a blue suit and red underwear was a success at the box office in 1978, with the first movie winning numerous awards, including an Academy Award for its visual effects, which were groundbreaking at the time. The sequels didn't do as well at the box office, but it brought in enough money to keep Superman on everybody's lips for at least a decade. Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, was released in 1987 and also marks the final appearance as Reeve as Superman, who agreed to return in exchange for a larger salary and some creative control. The 4th movie was a critical and box office bomb, acting as the final nail in the coffin of the already struggling movie company Cannon Films. Quick bonus for you, The Greatest American Hero is an American comedy drama superhero television series that aired on ABC between 1981 and 1983. It tells of Ralph, who receives superpowers from aliens and uses them to fight evil every week. Where would you place this entry on the list? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, why not give it a thumbs up? And you can also check out this video, maybe you'll like it. If not, you can try something else, maybe clicking on this link over here and watching that video. Or you can just go through my channel and look for something interesting to watch.